One of the things that came out of the SurveyMonkey that people filled in as part of the writing of the AP strategy was the frequent comments from people about the overheads and the resentment or the frustration with the fact that 15%, or at least we hope to get 15% of all grants, is charged to overheads. I thought I could either write an email or I could write a document, but it seemed a better idea to try to put together a video showing some of the people whose work is covered by those overhead charges, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hello, I'm Carol Field, I'm Head of Finance based here in the UK office in Cambridge. Obviously overheads are really important, you're always being told that. Overheads, my definition of overheads would be all those costs that we can't charge directly to the projects you run. So that would be teams like the finance team here, the capacity team, the HR team, so all those teams that you do speak to on a regular basis. All organisations have overhead costs that they need to run an organisation. At FFI, my last calculation was that it was about 16% of all our costs. An example of what the overheads is used to pay for, I work here every day in the finance team, and I believe there is a member of staff here from 7:30 a.m. in the morning till 7:30 at night. We're a really hard-working bunch, paying all the invoices, paying the payroll costs for staff based in the UK and overseas, supporting you on EU projects and audits and compliance, processing cash books, dealing with your queries there, transferring money and managing cash flows.
Hello, I'm Roger. I'm a member of the communications team here in Cambridge, and I've been here about 4 years, and my role here is Communications Officer, Design and Online. So my role is kind of split in two roughly. My online part of my job is mainly looking after the FFI website, faunaflora.org, I'm sure you all know it. The official site averages around 800 hits a day, and over the last year it's roughly had over 300,000 visits with almost 700,000 page views, so that's a significant amount, with the average visitor stays on the site just over 2 minutes and 1 second. Of all the top 10 pages visited in that time, 3 of which have been Asia Pacific, directly related to Asia Pacific, which is more than any other region. And of the top 100, almost a quarter have been Asia Pacific directly related pages too. As well as the main FFI site, I look after a number of sister sites, including Global Trees Campaign, International Gorilla Conservation Programme, Conservation Leadership Programme websites, and I kind of look after, maintain those sites, and also any kind of social media presence that those sites have too. Which brings me to the social media network that FFI has kind of created over the last 3 or 4 years. Facebook in particular has done very well. It's just short of 14,000 likes now, which is quite impressive. And kind of related to Asia Pacific, actually over 1 in 10 people on our Facebook page actually live in Indonesia. We now have 6 kind of key profiles on social media channels, reaching a combined audience of over 23,000 people, and that's just getting bigger and bigger. From a design point of view, I look after and oversee the design of many of our publications, such as the FFI Annual Review, 2 versions of Update per year, and for the first time we now do 2 Fauna and Flora magazines a year. And over the last 10 months, for example, we've produced more than 50 professionally designed materials, which range from posters and reports to the likes of the Annual Review and the magazine, and that number keeps increasing, so I kind of have to keep an eye on that as well.
My name is Elizabeth Lyons, and I work as a management accountant here at the Cambridge office in the UK. Over the past year, I've been working with most of the finance managers on the EU projects, and we've been in touch, I would say, at times at least once or twice per day via Skype and phone, etc. For me, it's been really important to work with the finance managers, because when I pull together reports to submit to the auditors, finance managers have been able to point me in the right direction. We've been going through transactions, and without their help it wouldn't have been possible. Vice versa, it wouldn't have been possible for the projects to submit their reports without my help, because I've been going through the expenditure and making sure that everything reconciles to our system here in the UK, and that's a must before any report is sent to the auditors for their review. Part of my time is charged to projects. The other part, although I'm still providing support to projects, I have to charge to core cost centres.
The important work that Trust and Foundations do to bring in extra money involves a variety of things. Often my job is trawling through a lot of databases, trying to figure out which Trust and Foundations we can approach for both core funding and also project costs. So a lot of my time is really spent doing this research and then actually going out to talk to the teams and trying to come up with applications in order to approach various funders. A lot of my role is relationship building, so I'm there really as almost a go-between between the project staff and then also the admin assistants who work at these foundations and trustees and various people there. So my time is charged to core, and I guess because I'm a fundraiser, I'm also raising money for the core pot as well as for the project teams. I guess if I wasn't here, a lot of the applications wouldn't really go out the door, and a lot of the relationships would dwindle. So since the team has expanded, our income's gone up from 2010, we were bringing in about 800 grand, now it's gone up to 1.35 million, and that's set to grow. I think our target next year is 2 million. So as the trust team are expanding, we're actually bringing in more and more money, which is contributing not only to the core fund itself, but also directly to the projects.
So my role in the conservation capacity team is to coordinate and support statutory funding applications. So I send out the funding bulletin, let people know what calls are coming up. I help check whether potential applications are eligible. I try to receive all potential applications and go through and review them all, make sure they're in accordance with the guidelines, and help tweak and edit them where necessary. Often this does take a lot of time, and there's a lot of proposals. For example, in 2012 to date, I've helped Asia Pacific submit grants worth £22 million, most of which are still pending, but that takes a lot of time, basically. I think my role is very much a coordinating role, without which we wouldn't really have a clear process for submitting these applications, which is really important to have as an organisation. So I think my role is very important, and without it I don't think we'd have such success with statutory funding as we have done, and will hopefully continue to do. I currently charge all my costs to the capacity budget line, which is core funding, basically.
I'm Ken, the membership officer. I support all the members around the world. We have 3,000 supporters in 128 countries. We send them our journal Oryx, we send all our supporters our magazine and our updates, so they're informed about our conservation work. These members then also donate to appeals and support us through, we hopefully, maybe a legacy and sales and various other activities. So that brings in something in the order of £750,000 to unrestricted FFI projects to support all of you around the world and our activities here in Cambridge. As membership and the donation part of the FFI team, that is all charged to core. They're the vital funding that pays for all these activities.
Okay, so majority of my work is supporting the finance team and supporting country program managers, financial managers and the regional financial staff members to process fund requests and internal transfers such as this, so that I can process them quickly and efficiently as possible, because all the money is held here and we need to try and get it as quickly as possible to everyone in the field. 100% of my work is charged to core?
My team work on building capacity within FFI and with our partners. We find it difficult to get money for building capacity for our partners, but for getting money for building capacity of the staff within FFI, it's almost impossible. So we're very grateful for the opportunities that we get from the overheads to be able to spend whatever time we can on this. There are a few things that we are able to do from time to time. We have tiny pots of money where from time to time we can help people learn English in order to get onto a course, run a training course for a particular subject area that a lot of people across the organisation are trying to work on. There's all sorts of things we're trying to do, but we don't even have the opportunity to do with the money that we've got at the moment. What I'd like is even more money from our overheads in order to make some of these things happen. We've got amazing ideas in terms of how we should be collaborating with each other across the whole organisation, not just places where there's a lot of money at the moment. At the moment, it's very inequitable where the support's going within FFI as well as across our partnerships. So what we'd really like to do is give access to training and career progression for people across the whole organisation, not just those in well-funded programmes. And at the moment, we just do the little things we can with the resources we have.
So there we have it. I hope that was useful. And if you have any further queries or any further frustrations, do get in touch with Stephen Brown or myself. Thank you.